Best of Humanity. Part 1. The Signal. Chapter 1. First Beep. October 11th, 2037. Deep Space Network Station, Atacama Desert, Chile. By the 2030s, the stars had grown quiet, not in sound, but in spirit. The great era of listening had ended years earlier. SETI, the once hopeful search for extraterrestrial intelligence, had faded from both public consciousness and policy budgets. The last government-backed scans had gone silent in the 2020s. Corporate space ventures poured money into colonization, not curiosity. Most had given up hope that anyone was out there, but the satellites still listened. Some out of scientific inertia, some because shutting them down would have cost more than leaving them running. And a few, like the one high in the Atacama Desert, were kept alive by stubborn academics and inherited dreams. Dr. Elena Ramirez was one of the stubborn ones. She sat alone in the control room of Station C-43, 2 kilometers above sea level, surrounded by steel, dust, and vacuum-sealed snacks. Her half-empty thermos of coffee rested beside a humming bank of screens. Outside, the wind howled across the desert, like some ancient ghost, but inside, all was quiet hums and red blinking LEDs. She wasn't expecting anything. Tonight's scans were part of a routine drift pattern analysis. Most of her work involved filtering noise, solar bursts, the microwave background, the occasional stray pulse from an old navigation satellite, and increasingly, the relentless interference from massive commercial satellite constellations. What had once been a clean sky for science was now cluttered by profit-driven traffic, streaking across sensor fields and flooding channels with synthetic noise. It was work meant for algorithms, but Elena liked to watch the data scroll by herself. She said it calmed her. Then something chirped, one soft, high-pitched ping from the spectrum analyzer. Her eyes flicked to the screen. "False flag again?" she muttered, leaning in. She ran a filter. The signal was narrow-band, focused, repeating at perfect intervals. No drift, no random spikes. It was crisp, strong, unmistakably artificial. Her system lit up green. Pattern recognition flagged it as non-terrestrial. The automated cross-verification routine kicked in, instantly packaging the raw data for transmission to the global observatory network. It was old infrastructure, built during more optimistic decades, but still functioning. Elena sat in silence for a moment, her heart hammering. Sleep was impossible now. She remained at her console long after the signal faded, eyes flitting between diagnostic panels and the slowly updating logs from other observatories. The cross-verification network was still running its course, and she was waiting desperately for confirmation that she hadn't imagined it, that someone else, somewhere else, had heard the same thing. Chapter 2. The 6-Day Sweep. Confirmation arrived in under 12 hours. Other stations, deep space arrays in South Africa, Japan, and Australia reported identical detections. Same frequency, same structure, same origin point. The signals all came from a fixed direction. They were moving inward, but their true origin lay far beyond the outer reaches of the solar system. No attempt at modulation, and something was off. Each observatory had detected the signal at a different time, anywhere from minutes to hours apart, far longer than the delay expected from signal travel time alone. The discrepancy meant the signal wasn't hitting Earth all at once. It was focused, sweeping deliberately across different regions of the planet. That shouldn't have happened. The signals hadn't been random. They were sweeping methodically, not through the stars, but over Earth itself. Over the next 6 days, more distinct beams were tracked. No 2 observatories ever saw them at the same time. The signal passed from station to station like a baton, invisible unless you were looking for it, and coordinated. Triangulation told the story. The beams had swept across the surface of Earth in a precise pattern. A slow, methodical scan, one swath of the planet at a time. Full coverage, pole to pole. It wasn't communication. There was no language to interpret, no code to crack. It was surveillance, and whoever sent it had taken their time. On the sixth day, the beams vanished. No residual signal, no repeat, just silence. Earth had been examined carefully, deliberately, by an intelligence that offered no greeting, no explanation, and no comfort. Chapter 3: What Comes Next? The official statements came quickly and said almost nothing. Space agencies acknowledged the anomalous signals, labelled them unexplained transient events, and assured the public they were under investigation. The United Nations Space Security Assembly convened behind closed doors within days. Leaks surfaced within hours. It didn't take long for speculation to begin. Media outlets were flooded with talking heads. Astrophysicists, former intelligence analysts, even science fiction authors. Theories bloomed across every network and platform, none confirmed, all compelling. Meanwhile, generative AI tools unleashed a torrent of synthetic noise. Fabricated videos of alien craft, deep-faked expert testimonies, and viral stories claiming secret contact. Hyperreal images of spacecraft, alien landscapes, even doctored footage of Earth from orbit circulated with alarming speed. The line between speculation and fiction blurred overnight, drowning facts in a flood of digital mirage. But in the quiet rooms of national laboratories and orbital command centres, a much grimmer conclusion had taken root. The trajectory of the source, though still faint and distant, was constant. A long, silent approach on a path that intersected directly with Earth's orbit. The velocity of the source was determined to be approximately 0.1 c. It would arrive in roughly 150 years. It might be a probe, it might be a fleet, it might be something else entirely, but it was coming. And if the scanning beams were any indication, it already knew exactly what was waiting for it. With no further signals from the source, humanity found itself staring into the dark, unsure how to proceed. Monitoring a target that distant proved nearly impossible with current technology. The object was too faint, too far, and too cold to track effectively. The debate quickly shifted to engineering. Some proposed building new deep space monitoring stations equipped with next-generation interferometry and quantum-linked sensor arrays. Others advocated for space-based observatories placed at Lagrange points, or even beyond Pluto's orbit. A few more ambitious voices floated the idea of launching long-range probes or gravitational lensing telescopes stationed near the edge of the solar system. The problem was no longer just astronomy. It was now a question of planetary foresight, of how to watch and what to do next. While these debates unfolded across scientific panels and policy think tanks, every available long-range telescope, orbital array, and sensor satellite was redirected toward the source. The James Webb Space Telescope was tasked with deep-field thermal imaging. The ESA's Gaia Observatory recalibrated for high-precision parallax measurements. Even China's moon-based relay array was reoriented to gather spectroscopic data. Despite the limits of current instrumentation, this global convergence yielded a continuous but dim stream of positional and radiometric data, confirming the object's trajectory and consistency. Still, the data was fragmentary. Monitoring a target this far away pushed every tool to its edge. New eyes would need to be built, and soon.